Run! We don't have a permit.
And a Cotty, $4.99.
Look, they have peach waves. Well, we got it at ALDI's.
Money. Enter it now. This is
So we got rollback on cuts. They're still doing bites and gravy for 74 cents. And doing the kitty slot. And where is the, okay, yeah. We gotta find the grilled or something in gravy. Like this. Yep, it's chicken feast. Nothing but kitty. Alright, 47 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 9,526 miles on the odometer. Looks like we might have a, there we go, Monday, February 10th, 2025. Welcome to the Please Subscribe Show with your host, Cole Spivey. Watched a Charles Bukowski documentary last night. Seems like he's still doing pretty good on YouTube. He passed away in like 94 or something like that. I don't remember the exact year, but it's back when he was, after he worked with Mickey Rourke on Barfly, and then Matt Dillon did a movie called Factotum, which is based on one of his books. He wrote Women and Hollywood, another book he wrote. It's called Hollywood. A lot of people don't talk about that one. Wrote a book called Ham and Rye. Kind of talked like this. I don't like the way that you say, oh shit. You say, oh shit. He kind of talked like, he wrote like how he talked, and that's why his work is so good. He got all the pretension beat out of him. His dad was overbearing and beat him when he was a kid because he couldn't mow the lawn up to his spec. Take a strap and beat him like 14 times or something. And he was a heavy drinker towards the end. Drank wine and beer. She felt, there's the butterfly. Lived in San Pedro. Some Italian director came over and interviewed him. She was probably one of the best interviews, and talked about he didn't like writers, didn't like the way they dressed and talked. And he was a writer, but he had a long career of obscurity. No one really knew who he was. He wrote for these strange kind of offbeat newspaper / magazines, probably stuff that was published in San Francisco, and no one really knew who he was until he's maybe like his 50s. Although in Europe he was a celebrity, but he didn't go to Europe a lot. Paris, he couldn't really walk down the street without photographers mobbing him. In America, they had no idea who he was. Almost pretty much till the end. Barfly came out and he got a little bit of attention, but he was never famous in America until probably till now, you know, until recent times. He's back in the day in Paris and in Europe, they would end certain television shows with interviews with Bukowski. He was huge. He was like he was like the writer at the time. He didn't like writers like Henry Miller because he felt they were too esoteric. He did like he liked a little bit of Hemingway, and Dostoevsky is something he would always quote, or he'd refer to Dostoevsky. But he liked writers that stayed on the street level, is what he would call it, that weren't real esoteric and philosophical, I guess you could say. He kind of wrote like, you know, I woke up and had to take a hot shit. It was a real warm beer shit. You know, it was like real, just, you know, almost like he's talking at a bar, you know, like a bar stool. That's where Barfly, I guess, came out. So a lot of people don't feel like Barfly is the best representation of him, but I like Matt Dillon's version. But really, you know, they haven't really showed Charles Bukowski. You know, he was really a wanderer, you know, for most of his life until he finally got an editor and started getting paid a couple $100 a month or something like that. Back then it went a little bit further. But he would just point to a map, you know, blindly point, and it would land on St. Louis, and he would just travel to St. Louis and get a room and work these really odd jobs like a janitor, you know. He finally got a job at a post office. He wrote a book called Post Office, and he worked there for 13 years in the internal section of post office as a clerk, and then 3 years as a courier walking around. About 13 years at the post office. It's a pretty long time, not too long, but then he finally became an independent freelance writer and was paid to do, you know, until he passed away. He would write between 9:30 and 2 o'clock. He'd pass out the 6-pack. Pretty bad alcoholic, but not too bad. You know, I've met worse. When autumn comes, you sit in your chair and you stare at the TV square, hiding from your close friends, weeding out your weekends. All right, another night of delivery. We're gonna head back to see Linda and Kitty. So today they've got $1.99 double Sonic cheeseburgers, and I got that with some chili cheese fries and ocean water. Got about $11. There he is.